Hey guys, what's up? We're back with some more Reactions After Dark. Of course, we are going to be watching Disturbing Things I Found on the Internet, Volume 13 by Lazy Masquerade. Because again, we're going back and forth between Masquerade and Crowley, though I think there's only one more Masquerade video that I'm really interested in watching right now. So obviously, Volume 14. So we actually, in 2 days, we're going to be out of Masquerade stuff, so we kind of need something to fill that, otherwise we're just going to be doing all the Crowley stuff. But yeah, again, if you have any suggestions on what I should be watching here, since we only have like, what, a week of stuff to react to at this point, so any other stuff that's like this, SCP stuff, horror stuff, dark stuff, etc., I might have some leniency when it comes to that stuff, like it not being like that dark, just spooky. Again, Nuke's top 5. I might just have to start doing that if I run out of stuff to do. I wish I have reacted to that before. I live streamed that like a couple years ago, I feel like, at this point. But yeah, we are just gonna get straight to it. I think this is a cold open as usual. So we have the El Patron, whatever that's going to mean.
On the 21st of February, 2022.
Or in this context.
Venezuelan-born taxi driver and father of 3, Leonardo Coripe, was driving his motorcycle taxi through the streets of Lima, Peru, searching for customers and ferrying them across the city. At approximately 6 p.m, he parked his vehicle on Calle Las Peras in Los Olivos to chat with a group of other taxi drivers. Some witnesses reported,
I was like, what is it in the middle of the street? I guess it's just a cat.
That a heated argument erupted between Leonardo and one of the other men. After some back and forth, Leonardo walked over to the pavement, looking extremely distressed, and sat down.
But yeah, that cat in the middle of the road, that could have been cryptid, for all I know. It looks like a freak, so who knows? That could have just been something weird there. We missed it.
The man he had been arguing with then approached Leonardo with his phone and began filming him. In the now infamous footage, a defeated
Infamous? I've never seen this before.
Leonardo solemnly looks up at the man and says, "Tu dile el patron," meaning, "You tell the boss." The cameraman then pulls out a 9mm Glock, replies, "El patron," as if to say, "Oh really?" and fires 5 shots at Leonardo's head. The first 3 shots struck him in his left temple, causing his eye to dislodge completely. The 4th and 5th rounds hit his nose and cheek, turning his face completely red. As he collapses onto the sidewalk, the camera lingers on his face. A gurgling sound and a bystander shouting can be heard near the end of the video. Many of the onlookers approach Leonardo's body to take photos and videos of their own.
We really in that universe, huh? We've gone into that timeline. We are in this timeline where someone gets killed and people just take out their phones, take pictures and watch and record. I'm assuming that's his dead body there. And everyone's just hovering around it. Like, really? I mean, I already knew we were in this timeline, but come on, man. Also, this infamous video, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, obviously I haven't seen it. It makes sense why I haven't seen it, because I don't watch snuff. If we're gonna go there, like, I don't watch that stuff, so I wouldn't have ever seen it. But I guess to people who do watch that stuff, even though I feel like it should be illegal. I mean, it is illegal to watch that stuff, but But yeah, really, just a crowd. Look at this, especially this one here. This old man is just here to look and watch. His hands are behind his back, just in a curious state. Like, really? Just out here, old man with your hands behind your back, just trying to watch a dead body?
Thereafter. As would come to light, the killer was a known extortionist and sicario named Frank Lopez, otherwise known by his hitman alias, Mata por gusto, kill for pleasure. Leonardo owed him 60 soles in toll fees, around 6.
He's used this torn up dollar bill before. This stock image, come on. Gonna reuse this already?
$16.50 US, and Frank decided to make an example out of him. Later that same day, Frank sent the video to other taxi drivers in the area as a warning. Pay your debts, or this could happen to you. The horrifying video soon began circulating on shock sites under the titles El Patron and One Man, 5 Bullets. It saw widespread circulation in Spanish-speaking countries and became a popular clip among school kids who shared it around as a sort of morbid rickroll.
Rickroll, really? That's what we're out here doing? Also, going with those dumb titles, like One Man, 5 Bullets, I mean, that's in line with that stuff. But I've never heard that title before, One Man, 5 Bullets. Obviously, we have the infamous Two Girls, One Cup, of course. That's millennial infamous video. Again, I don't know what this other one is called. I mentioned it before, but is it Three Guys, One Hammer? I don't remember. I don't even exactly know what that video is. I feel like it's two men killing another man with a hammer. Also, this is just like, we're already off the deep end. So if you don't know what you're watching, we're watching some pretty dark stuff. Again, I don't know why he doesn't have a disclaimer at the beginning, like probably because I forget to talk about that stuff. I'm just in. So, oof. Again, disclaimer: viewer discretion is advised. Also, masquerade with this freaking demented Mickey mask again. I don't know why he loves using this one out of nowhere.
Frank himself was arrested 1 month later and was eventually sentenced to 17 years and 4 months in prison.
17 years? 17 years for killing a guy and essentially uploading snuff that kids eventually got their hands on and started passing around amongst themselves. Really?
That light sentence may boil your blood a little, but even more infuriating is the fact that he shouldn't have been a free man at the time of the incident. Frank had previously been arrested in 2019 for slaying 2 other people, and on top of that, was linked to the murder of 8 others, but he had been released on a technicality due to a mistake made by the judge. If that hadn't happened, then Leonardo would still be alive today, and one of the worst snuff videos in existence, filmed from the killer's own POV, would never have been created. 9 months after the incident.
I felt like just seeing that image is like not okay. Because it's literally right before the guy died, right? And it's like, I don't know if I wanted to see that. Final moments of this guy.
In November 2022, roughly 187 people were sent an email, simply titled, "Hello." The main body read, "My name is Leonardo Alexander Caripe Brito. This is what I look like on video." Attached was a file named California.mp4.
I mean, I'm guessing it's the snuff video.
Which couldn't be previewed and had to be downloaded to view. When opened, a deep-faked video would play. One showing Leonardo's bloodied and distorted face, singing Katy Perry's California Girls. Anyone who replied to the email automatically received a response containing a screenshot from the video. Most recipients didn't see the funny side, and one was able to trace the Gmail account back to a man named Jacob. His IP address, email, and phone numbers were subsequently doxed. However, it was later revealed that Jacob hadn't created the deepfake and had instead been hired to send the emails on someone else's behalf. Another variation of the email, also titled "Hello," included the message, "My name is Leonardo. I exist," and featured a file named Leonardo.mp4. That video was a clip taken from the original El Patron footage and zoomed in on Leonardo's dead body. There was originally meant to be another entry that went there, but YouTube's deemed it too extreme.
Like, waiting for him to say something. I thought he might have an intro. I forget if he has an intro or not. Yeah, he didn't. Hold on. He didn't do his little one thing with his 3D model stuff. I just realized that because this was like a pure cold open. What's going on with this video today? Again, like, viewer discretion is advised. Oof.
So if you'd like to watch the uncut version of this video,
Go to Patreon, of course, I guess.
members can do so over on my Patreon.
Which, by the way, I don't have a Patreon. No, I don't. I was wondering if I have one, but I don't. Like, just to watch any of that stuff, I don't have one. I've never subscribed to anyone's Patreon or anything that's like that, I don't plan on ever doing that. So, sorry, Masquerade.
Buried in the darkest corners of YouTube is a channel that most people have never heard of. Allow me to introduce you to Ale Torres.
Yeah, we got a YouTube video. 10 months ago is not terrible. Well, actually, there's 1 month ago. It's still been uploading for a month. Only 1,000 something subscribers. Well, I mean, if people didn't know about it now they definitely do. And now you've possibly just given them like 2 million views and or subscribers. Granted, one of those videos has 47k. Why is... Oh, there's one with 100k too. What is with those videos? Why are they specifically that much compared to everything else? Like this one's 100k, that's 50k. I mean, that one's like 7, but most of these are 100, 60, 60, 20, 12, 21. Granted, these are old compared to these, but still.
The channel has no description, no bio, no real identity, other than this eerie profile picture of an anonymous figure. Very fitting for the type of content that the owner uploads. Browsing through, you'll find 753 unsettling videos, many of them filmed from the same vantage point.
Or are they just unsettling? You're just gonna say that and not clarify?
A single apartment window overlooking a neighbouring building. At first glance, the footage looks boring, quiet, ordinary. But keep watching.
I mean, just a lady smoking a cigarette.
Starts to feel wrong.
I mean, we obviously, when he said from the same spot, from the same window, it was going to turn into some voyeurism stuff, but still.
Every single video on this channel is voyeuristic in nature. The camera is typically fixated on the windows of the apartments across the street, or on the people on the pavement below. And it's not just one neighbour that the cameraman focuses on. He rotates between multiple residences, almost like he knows their schedules. That being said, he does seem to dedicate a worryingly large number of videos to filming a few of his neighbours in particular.
I would expect it to be the women if we're trying to be creepy. Though who just has their windows just wide open for someone to see if you're like in an area that's surrounded by other people that could see into your house? They were like in bed, like watching TV, which means if anything happens in that bedroom, that someone's gonna see it.
He captures people in unguarded moments, doing their laundry, changing clothes, watching TV, dancing, fighting, crying. Moments no one would ever knowingly let a stranger see. Other times, he makes his recordings at beaches, parks, bus stops, or while out and about.
Some lady
Some
texting.
videos last just a few seconds, others go on for more than 20 minutes. There are no edits, no cuts, no added music or narration, just the eerie hum of city noise.
The shot almost seems like fake. There's all these lighted up buildings with so much like vantage inside of them. You can see so much. Why are these so big? You have massive like patios, I guess. The sliding doors.
Distant conversations, and the unblinking gaze of Ale Torres' camera, capturing the intimate moments of oblivious strangers, stealing their privacy for his own amusement. I thought for a long time about what clips to include in this segment, because although I want to bring attention to Ale Torres...
Didn't you say there's like 700 something? Did you just sit there and watch 700 clips? Masquerade? Also, again, like, who just has their place just wide open like this? I have, like, several covers on my window, but I guess that's just, like, you could call that blackout curtains, right? Even though it's not that, it's just a bunch of stuff over it. Like, every window, I think, in this house, well, apartment, is completely covered. You cannot see inside. Any of them. Even the patio is covered twice. It has like the blinds and then also curtains on top of that. Like this place is, I don't know how to say, view proof. So it's just weird to see people with houses that are just like wide open like this. Like really? Just wide open? Wide open, lights blaring? That's weird to me.
and show just how inappropriate his actions are, a lot of his videos contain content that's really up close and personal.
Well, here I actually think the problem is that they might have the material here that can't be seen through by whatever side's the brightest, and because it's nighttime and they have the lights on, we can see in, but if it was daytime, you wouldn't be able to see in. I'm assuming maybe that's what's going on here, but then that's still not good. Because, I mean, like, nighttime's when you don't want people to see in, right?
Therefore, I'm not going to include any clear shots of people's faces within the privacy of their own homes, but am showing just enough that these people might recognize themselves. That way, if they stumble upon this video, they can at least know that their fellow resident is watching and filming them.
Just the stock footage he's used before, but he's pixelated it.
What's truly disturbing isn't just the content though, it's the reaction. The channel has barely any views, and though a few of his videos have taken off, most barely scrape 100. But the few people who do keep up with his content,
It must be nice. I mean, I'll take those 100. Please give me those 100. I'll take 100 any day.
occasionally leave cryptic or approving comments, like a small, hidden community of watchers, feeding off someone else's life.
What is with, like, names like this? Like, you see a lot of names that are just, like, gibberish, like, person name gibberish. Like, are these bots, or are people just named that weirdly on YouTube? Because I feel like there's too many people who are just, like, name plus gibberish. Or to just be coincidence. Or just, like, pure all gibberish.
I've even come across other users asking Alatorres if he's going live again at any point, indicating that he streams and possibly sells similar voyeuristic content on other platforms. Doing a deeper dive into his content, I found this video, the first posted to his channel, which seems to hint that some of his videos were made in Miami, Florida, though car license plates and other videos indicate that he spends a lot of his time in Chile. Perhaps this channel was just set up to chronicle the owner's time living in the US, though whether his intentions were pure or not, this kind of behavior is obviously unacceptable. Personally though, I'm convinced that Alatorres has creepier intentions.
That was so awkward, what we just saw. It's almost like it wasn't real. Like they almost know that they're being filmed.
Whatever the case, 1 month ago, the channel suddenly went silent. No new videos, no updates, nothing. It was around that same time that this post surfaced on the r/mystery subreddit, left by user okdig5478. Found a weird YouTube channel that films people from a distance. Some of the videos are through people's windows, at beaches, bus stops, walking down the street, etc. There are literally hundreds of videos, some having hundreds of thousands of views. Couldn't find the channel mentioned elsewhere. Indeed, as far as I can tell, okdig was the first person to draw attention to the Alatorres channel. Even though their Reddit post only received 1 reply and 7 upvotes, it's possible that this small amount of recognition caught Alatorres off guard and made him worry about prying eyes. Ironic, given how he shows no such concern for the privacy of those he films. If that is the case, he'll really hate being mentioned in this video.
I mean, are we really sure that's what happened? Question mark?
Then again, the guy behind the channel has shown his face in several videos that are still public, so if he is trying to protect his identity, he's not doing a great job.
Did you have to pick this video specifically?
Searching this video, I found uploads of him appearing alongside friends in his living room too, though those seem to have since vanished, perhaps at his friend's request. So where is Alatorres now? Did he truly see the Reddit post and panic? Or did someone else catch him in the act and put a stop to his little hobby? After all, he has been known to make mistakes in a few of his uploads, with those he's spying on noticing his lens following them. At present, the channel is still up, with all of the videos still public, like a digital diary of stolen moments.
Yeah, when was this? A month ago? So this was a month ago, so it's been 2 months, depending on when he filmed this particular part of this video. So who knows if this guy's uploading again or not.
And for all we know, it could start up again tomorrow. But whether or not he continues uploading his twisted little souvenirs, one thing is certain. Guys like Alatorres don't just stop watching.
Yep, now you're closing windows. This isn't... Is this going to be an ad? There's a huge chunk here on the timeline.
One of the best parts about being a YouTuber is being able to set your own schedule. That flexibility lets me focus on the things that actually matter, like researching, editing, or just diving into a weird internet rabbit hole for a video.
This video has been weird because it's shorter than his other videos. It's under 30. There was no opening with this mascot. We're not getting a mascot until basically almost halfway through the video, and it's during an ad read, I'm going to assume. So he's been... he used a lot of his mascot in the previous videos, didn't he? And now, this time around, he just hasn't used it at all until right now.
And because I like to do things on my own time, I used the sponsor of today's video.
Yeah, like he only used his mascot until like we got to
Stamps.com.
the ad read. Like really? And this video is kind of weird too, on top of the fact that the first story was actually pretty screwed up. Like, not just pretty screwed up, that was like extremely screwed up. I mean, we were talking about snuff essentially, and then kids getting their hands on snuff, and just random people being sent it as like kind of like not like a chain letter, but just a gotcha. Like, what's kind of the word you would use? Because like vindictive isn't the right word. Malicious. There we go. A malicious gotcha on some people. And then we just go into, guy who looks out window at people through their windows. That's like so far on like different ends of the spectrum, I feel like. Like one side we have snuff, the other side is just a little bit of warriors, and like that's it, really. So who knows what this is gonna be. And the last disturbing things I actually really liked. Like the last two, I mean, I think there's only 3 stories, but those 2 last ones I really liked.
Divorce in a conservative society like Japan comes with more than just legal hurdles.
This is like Dana Shine. If we're talking about Japan, I'm assuming that's what's being said here. The name of this one, Dana Shine,
carries a heavy social stigma, especially for women. On top of that, many are expected to leave their jobs after marriage and become full-time housewives.
Which, by the way, if Shine is what's being said there, that is like die. I don't know if this has anything to do with that though. I don't know what Dana would mean. Again, Shine is die, like you're telling someone to die. Though watch it ends as just being Donna Shine.
Leaving them financially reliant on their husbands. As such, an unhappy marriage in the land of the rising sun can
also, let's roll this back a bit so we actually have some context
sometimes feel
outside of me talking about Shine, because I think we're getting lost in the sauce with that. We're talking about weddings.
Japan comes with more than just legal hurdles. It carries a heavy social stigma, especially for women. On top of that, many are expected to leave their jobs after marriage and become full-time housewives, leaving them financially reliant on their husbands. As such, an unhappy marriage in the land of the rising sun can sometimes feel like a form of indentured servitude.
Are we sure it's like that right now? I don't know if he's saying this to the past, because I feel like aren't they in an extremely declining birth rate because everybody's working themselves to death rather than getting married?
That could explain the popularity of Dana Shine.
Okay, it is Dana Shine. Yeah, so it's dying something.
In English, husband, die.
Ah, I feel like I know this site. Also, I haven't heard the term Dana for husband. Isn't it like something else? I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I definitely have not heard the term Donna. Donna must be like a softer slang or more formal way of saying husband that I don't know of. But yeah, again, I'm pretty sure that they are suffering from a declining birth rate for a very long time because everybody's being worked to death on both sides and don't have time for relationships, which means they don't have time for marriage. So this part is like, I don't know about that.
A website heavily inspired by the anime Death Note, which needs no introduction, and the more obscure but equally compelling Hellgirl, a 2005 horror series
I've seen the first season of Hellgirl.
in which people can have their tormentors dragged to hell through the services of a cursed website.
Granted, I haven't seen it in a very long time. I barely remember anything about it, and outside of the first season, the other seasons aren't dubbed, ? And that's why I haven't seen any of the priors, because if you didn't watch any of the reactions I was doing to anime on this channel, I don't watch anything but dub. Citation needed, because I do watch subs sometimes, but if it has a dub, I'm going to watch a dub. If it never gets a sub and I really want to watch it, or if it never gets a dub and I really want to watch it, I'll watch the sub. Otherwise, it's dub all the way. I don't care if that upsets anybody. That's just how it is. Wait, I haven't seen any of the other million seasons of Hellgirl.
Daneshine is a forum where anonymous housewives gather to wish death upon their husbands. Those who don't view till death us do part as a vow, but as an exit clause. Each post is a plea made by the writer to the god of death, asking for their partner's swift demise. Many users believe that by sharing their wish, they're actually manifesting it, willing it into existence. The site even features a monthly death count on the homepage.
Sure. I'm almost sure I've seen this site before. Not like in person, I've seen someone on YouTube talk about this site, so I think Masquerade's a bit late to this party, but I swear I've heard about this years ago. This site, I don't know from whom, though.
Which tallies how many husbands have been successfully sent to the big sayonara. Reading through this twisted communal diary, you'll find thousands of personal stories from women who detail their grievances with their husbands. Their reasons range from serious offences, like abuse and infidelity, to petty annoyances, like snoring or leaving trash on the floor. To give you a taste, here are a few recent posts which I translated. The reason you're late home from work is because you're having an affair. All you can tell are lies. You're a bastard, covered in debt. I get excited every time I hear the sound of an ambulance, but annoyingly, you make it home every night. Shinigami, please take him quickly. Die. Die, you bastard. Delete yourself. Oh wait, you can't get insurance? Then die instantly in a single vehicle accident. Die without causing anyone any trouble. Haven't you been alive too long? How many more years are you going to make me wait? You rat. Perish within a week at the latest.
I wonder what if they actually said delete yourself, or if he just had to change it to that so he wouldn't get in trouble.
38 years old, and a salary of 200,000 yen.
Salary of 200,000 yen, which is $20,000. So minimum wage, extreme minimum wage.
Even our kids in elementary school understand that their dad's no good.
I mean, at least he has a job, right?
They'd be happier if you were dead.
Okay, where are you going to get the 20,000 then?
Our son says, I'd never kill anyone, but I wish someone would kill my dad. Surely it's not worth living that much. Lol. Come on, get crushed by some heavy machinery at work today. Your disappearance will make your family happy. Your survival will only bring you trouble.
You seem like a lot of these are just from actual, like, distraught wives that are in the right, but not necessarily to have someone killed. But this one specifically here is just like, oh, you're upset that he makes minimum wage. Like, this just literally says, my husband makes minimum wage. I hope he dies because he only makes minimum wage. And it's like, okay. It, are you making any money? Question mark. Because if not, what are you gonna do once that minimum wage goes away? Hello? Like, we have no context whether or not this woman is in the right or not. All we can get from out of this is that she's upset that he can't get a better job, but at least he has a job, right?
I hope my husband, who has Asperger's syndrome, dies right now.
Okay.
You have ruined my life. Give me back my time. The only thing you can do to make amends, as you have neither the financial means nor a heart, is to expire and let me receive my survivor's pension.
Okay, so just... I feel like we can all say this one's not good either, just like the last one. Like, maybe the first one, I don't remember what the first one said. Maybe they were in the right, but last one, there's not enough context. She's in the wrong. Deeply. This one, like, Jesus. This one's, oof. Super in the wrong, right?
I married a poor, ugly guy who was
Why is it all about being poor, but now we're adding ugly to it?
inferior to me, but he got all cocky when I dressed him up in designer clothes, gave him stylish glasses, put him on a diet. And now that he's actually good enough to look at, he's gone out and gathered up some girls to hang out with. Die.
I mean, if he actually is doing stuff, then sure, you have the right to be upset.
After hearing all of those, you'd be forgiven for thinking that Danashine was just a space for these women to vent their anger,
Sure, but they
an
probably...
outlet for those processing pain or betrayal.
I wouldn't doubt if they've killed these guys themselves, though.
Indeed, many of the posts do deal with heavy subject matters, making it easy to sympathize with the writer.
I mean, you gave me like several there that I did not sympathize with the writer. It's like, my husband's poor, he should die. My husband is suffers from mental disabilities, he should die. Like, literally, those were two of the posts. Like, hello? Masquerade? I mean, I'm assuming most of them are, my husband is evil, he should die. But those two specifically were, I'm evil, so I want him to die.
But in other cases, the users are simply motivated by the fantasy of escaping a boring or loveless marriage.
Yeah, okay, the opposite end were the evil ones.
With their innocent husband's sudden death, and subsequent insurance payout, imagined as the only way out. No matter how you look at it, death is the only option. First of all, divorce is out of the question for us. Think about how much we both earn. It's physically and financially impossible to separate. You can't come up with child support, a mortgage, living expenses. So although it may be fine for my mental stability, separation is out of the question. But if you were to die well and make a lot of money that goes to me, my life would be more stable, and I could protect our home and family. That is the only option. If you truly want to protect your family, as you say, I think there's no other way than this. I don't think you'll be of any use in your mid-50s, complaining about pains here and there. You'll only end up being a nuisance. Personally, I don't need you, and there's no reason for you to live in the future. If things go as I want them to, everything will be fine. I'll take care of both of your parents, so you can die in peace. Die well.
I mean, at least the parents thing is okay. She's trying to seem like she's a good person. So let's analyze this a bit more. That's the only option. Out of the question, how much we both earn. So at least she's earning money in this scenario. But it seems like they're both not earning much. So let's assume they're both making minimum wage. Which is he wants them to make a lot and then die. You die well. Makes a lot of money that goes to me. Like, what do you mean by that? Are you just meaning the money in your, like, y'all's money? Because, like, you're already married, so it is your money already. And then the dying well part, I don't understand. Like, die in a specific way that makes a lot of insurance money, question mark? But again, like, I don't know how these go with insurance. Like, they die, you get insurance. How much is that going to be? It can't be more than a year's salary if we're talking minimum wage, right? It can't be some crazy exorbitant price, right? And then you're supposed to be using that for the funeral anyways. So it should all be spent there. I don't know how insurance fraud works, because I don't know how much money you can really get out of it. Can that really keep you going for a long time? I don't feel like it. Again, because I don't know how it works. If it works where you add a lot of money to it every year for your entire life, and then when you die, then you get all that money is passed on to somebody, okay, well, sure, that's a lot of money. I'm guessing. So yeah, sure, there, but like, I don't know. This one is just another hateful one, right? Yeah, because there's no blame on them doing anything. It's just like, I want you to die for the money.
Looking deeper into the site.
And if you do that, I'll take care of your parents. I guess I'll take care of them as long as you die.
You'll find a section entitled Effect Report, which is filled to the brim with updates made by previous posters.
Which probably is only because they want to then get the insurance from the parents when they die to get even more money. Because, like, oh, they took care of them, now they're going to give me money when they die.
Informing their fellow widow wannabes about their husband's health scares and near misses, and thanking the Grim Reaper for slowly but surely working his magic. But in amongst all of the reports of gout and high blood pressure, I found a few posts that really stand out.
Oof. Are they actually bad guys, or are the women the bad ones?
Thank you all for your support. I left my note at the end of the year. Thanks to you, I've become a widow. I received a lot of condolences. I'm sorry, your husband was still so young, etc. I never say it out loud, but he got what he deserved. So I've come here to express my sincere gratitude. It's been a few months since I left my death note, and I can't believe it, but my husband really died. The cause of death was heart failure, caused by sleep apnea syndrome. He was cold in the morning. I called an ambulance, and they confirmed his death at the hospital. To be honest, I'm so happy. So happy. So happy. Thank you so much, Grim Reaper.
Sleep apnea. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm assuming that's just suffocating in your sleep due to complications. That would end up happening. I mean, eventually, like, from old age, that could end up happening, right? So, I'm not convinced this wasn't a let me put a pillow over my husband's head and kill him scenario. Like, they're saying he died just randomly, but I'm not convinced this wasn't a murder.
I was overwhelmed with joy when my husband, who I had just spoken ill of in this death note, was in a traffic accident the next day. I've been lurking on this site for a long time, but I refrained from posting because I thought mine was a mild case. A while ago, there was a show about Danashine on TV, and I watched it with my husband. Recently, Yahoo News featured an article about the administrator, Makita-san, and my husband said a lot of bad things about him. The next day, my husband went to work in his car and was hit by a truck and taken to a hospital. A terrible accident, they said. He broke his left leg, broke his pelvis, and ruptured some internal organs. He's in a critical condition and hasn't regained consciousness. I'm writing this from the hospital toilet. It's a strange feeling. I thought it would be painful, but I'm happy. What is this happiness? As time passes, my happiness and expectations are overflowing more and more. I hated my husband. He was just trying to act like a good person on the surface, but was filled with hatred himself. I thought by leaving my death note, my husband, or caretaker as he'd say, would somehow find out and become angry. I figured it's the same as saying something bad about the gods at a shrine. Of course, I'd be punished. But I'm so happy. Let me say more and more, I'm so happy. So happy. So much fun. Just die. Stay like this. Please.
So much fun. What was the translator doing there with like, so much fun? I'm guessing tanoshi. It would have to be the word tanoshi, right? That they just used, but like, why they say so much fun? Because like I'm having, I don't know how you would properly translate that, but yeah. This one we don't know because they didn't give enough context as to what he was doing. He was just saying that he's their caretaker and he's like really angry, but we don't know what that means.
I can't show my smiling face in front of my parents-in-law, so I'll laugh a lot now, here. I'm smiling in this bathroom like I've never done before. I'm a weird person, sure. Other people will definitely think I'm weird if they see me. But I'm so happy. I can't stop smiling. Laughing even. I can't stop laughing as I write this. I can't write enough. Thank you, Grim Reaper. My husband is in a serious condition and won't last long, so I will let you all know when he dies. Just thank you so much. On any other forum, well, almost any other forum,
Fortune.
such posts would be met with outright hostility.
Of course, yeah, because it's crazy.
But on Danashine, 100% of the replies I've read have been supportive.
I mean, that's what it's for, right?
Here's just a small taste of the responses to that last post I read.
They didn't give any information on whether he died, though. They just said he's going to, but don't know if he actually did or not.
I'm jealous. My husband was also involved in a traffic accident, and I hope we receive a death notice tomorrow. What great fortune. I wish it were my husband instead of my pet who died today. Even though it's Christmas Eve, he yelled at me in front of our child and left the house, and when he came back, he forced me to obey him. When my husband's around, I want to kill my child, and then myself, just to hurt him.
Hello? I was like, okay, maybe this guy's actually bad, but then you're like, oh, it's like was it the Crowley video or one of his videos? It might have been Crowley's, where the woman, deleted her children as like a way to get at were they husbands still? I feel like they were divorced or separated at that point, but yeah, I feel like that's kind of, you don't really want to hear it, but I feel like it's actually kind of normal for that kind of thing to happen. What she's saying here, the murder suicide. Yeah, oof. On that, I don't know what to say about that. There's not context here. Well, I mean, there's a little bit of context, but what do you mean by obey?
Oh, it's the same for me. When my husband's a jerk, I think about taking the kids and killing them.
The fact that you use the word jerk means you're not serious enough, and I don't believe you.
Seriously, I hope he dies soon.
Like the one above that, sure, but you shouldn't be doing that. And I know they can get a divorce, but like, oof.
Last year, when I told mine I was going to the company's year-end party on the 29th, he complained a lot about how it was impossible at that time of year. But then today, on the 30th, he took the trouble to go out drinking with his friends, driving 90 minutes on his motorcycle. I prayed that he'd get crushed in an accident, but he called me to say that he had arrived safely. It's just unfortunate, really. I wonder if...
That's just a petty issue. Like, sure, he might be actually like a jerk, like the last one said, but just petty issues that they are unable to get through.
a truck will crash into my husband's car. I don't care if it's completely mangled or flattened, though I'd rather he did die in agony. That damn otaku gaming idiot.
Why did you marry an otaku gaming idiot then? Like, how did you get into that situation? Not that there's anything wrong with being one.
Perhaps the darkest area of the website.
I don't know if they still have like, I think you mentioned it at the beginning, arranged marriages, which might be why so many of these people are miserable, because of the arranged marriages. Assuming they're still doing that in Japan. I don't know if they are, because again, declining birth rate from people not getting together.
Is the secret revenge tab, where users, who aren't content with just waiting for their prayers to come true.
I feel like the declining birth rate is like an understatement, right? It's like, how could you say that even more direly? Plummeting? Like the plummeting birth rate? So that's not even strong enough,
share
right?
their tips and tricks for expediting their husband's demise. I'll continue to cook your meals every day that are a little higher in sugar and salt, so I hope you pass away as soon as possible. I'll be there for you until the end. When you can no longer speak, I'll hold your hand and whisper in your ear, I hated you so much. Whether you're taken by accident or illness, please make sure you listen to my voice in your final moments. My husband has dyslipidemia.
So let's pause that. Let's go back to the last one real quick. Okay, so a little bit of higher sugar and salts to try to kill them faster, assuming that even has any effect. That's kind of just saying you're kind of making their life better, right? I mean, salt is good, sugar's good. You're just making the food taste better. So you're gonna say you hated him this whole time, which might be like, oof, that kind of sucks. But I mean, until then, he's like living it up with the best meals
In your
and the extra money that's being wasted for that. Yeah, I wish there was more context for how bad these guys are.
final moments.
Because all we're seeing is like the visceral hatred of these women, and we don't know what is the cause of it.
My husband has
Well,
dyslipidemia.
sometimes here, like with this one. Let me actually look that up. I don't know how easy it is to describe that. It seemed like it was like you have an abnormally high amount of fats in the blood, which leads to cardiovascular issues, diseases, etc. So that's what this lipidemia is.
Even though he's taking medicine, he likes greasy foods, and his numbers are not going down. This was my light bulb moment. Now, I frequently pour oil on top of my husband's side dishes. The other day, when I made him Tianjin rice, I poured some sesame oil on the rice, put an egg on top of it, poured oil on that, poured sauce on it, and no matter how you look at it, it was greasy and inedible. But he ate it, saying, "It's delicious, it's delicious." He thinks he has a sophisticated palate, the idiot.
Okay, so before we go on to the second paragraph, he likes greasy food, right? He likes greasy foods, and his numbers are not going down. I mean, sure, people like greasy food. I keep playing devil's advocate here, because, I mean, what else am I going to talk about if I don't play devil's advocate? I mean, again, all these men could be, like, the scum of the earth. That's fine. But that's the easy way. We want to see what else we can get out of that. So with this, we could say that, what do you do when you love somebody a lot? You will possibly make white lies and not make them feel bad. So what I mean by that in this situation? Well, she's saying she made such an inedible meal here, just greasy and inedible as possible, and he ate it and said it's delicious. So oishi oishi probably is what was written there. And that means maybe it wasn't delicious. Maybe he was just saying that to not make her feel bad, because I feel that's pretty common. You'd be like, you'll eat something and it's like, oh yeah, it's delicious, but you don't mean it. You just don't want to hurt the person's feelings. So if we're playing devil's advocate, he might actually just actually like this woman and didn't want to make her upset. So he's saying it's delicious despite being horrendous.
It's a very modest attack, and will probably take a long time, but he's had hepatitis and a fatty liver, so I hope he gets diabetes, liver cancer, or some other disease that insurance will cover.
Again, want that insurance money. It's all about the money. We don't know what he's done other than that he likes greasy food and has a illness that puts a lot of fat into his blood. And he compliments your food despite, like, no matter how disgusting it is, he gives you compliments on the food. Like, that's all we're seeing here. That's all you've told us, is that he will compliment you no matter how bad your food is.
You bald mama's boy. I used to put dirty dishwater in your eye drops, but starting today, I'm changing it to dirty toilet water. Toilet water with turds in before they're flushed. I'm gonna step up my revenge and send you to hell.
Okay, well, pink eye. Like, what is his... What is he doing bad now? He's bald? I mean, probably sure, same as what, like, half of the male population, right? Mama's boy, I mean, that could be anything. Who knows how bad that is. Or either he just loves his mom, it could be even further than that. Or he just is too, the word. Pampered is not the one I'm looking for, but it's basically pampered. Too pampered by his mom. Too spoiled, there we go. Too spoiled by his mother. And it upsets her. I don't know. But again, no context. It's just someone being really hateful for a reason we don't understand.
Okay, I think that's enough examples. Damn. So after all that, you may be wondering what type of person sets up a website like Danashine. And if you assumed it was another disgruntled housewife, you'd actually be wrong.
What did you say?
And if you assumed it was... You may be wondering what type of person sets up a website like Danashine. And if you assumed it was another disgruntled housewife, you'd actually be wrong. The site's administrator is actually a man called Koichiro Makita. He's not shy about sharing his name or contact info either, and as one of those posts referenced, he's even appeared numerous times on Japanese TV to discuss his creation. On the site itself, he goes into detail about his reasons for making Danashine, stating that growing up with toxic parents left him with nothing but bad memories and a damaged psyche, and that if someone's making you feel bad, there's nothing morally wrong with wishing them obliterated. But at the bottom of his explanation, Makita links to a resource for anyone looking to take matters into their own hands. I wrote about how to kill your husband. Do not misuse. The police won't find out. How to kill your husband quietly and discreetly. How to damage your husband. Kill the people who piss you off. Happiness awaits once you have done so.
And this is legal for him to just be saying stuff like this? Hello?
This
You have to assume some of these people have actually just killed their husband. Like I said, that woman definitely smothered her husband to death. Let me just check that real quick.
article.
Okay, yeah, like sleep apnea is when your breathing stops and starts while you're sleeping. So again, I mean, if he stops breathing, all it's gonna take is just like, let me just put that pillow over your head. I'm not convinced you didn't do it.
Created by Makita himself, outlines how to, quote, slowly and casually kill your husband, using various legal chemicals that won't show up on a medical exam. For obvious reasons, I won't be displaying it here.
Yeah, I mean, duh. Which, I mean, it shouldn't be displayed at all. I mean, he should be in trouble for this.
Though he's since claimed that he regrets writing this article, and now urges people not to actively follow through with their plans, Makita nonetheless still hosts these instructions on his website.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean you feel bad for it, but you're gonna leave them there? You have all the power here to take it down.
As far as I can tell, he hasn't faced any legal repercussions for encouraging others to slay their partners and spreading awareness on how to covertly go about it. To date, there have been over 223,000 notes made on Danashine, each one a twisted wish. The site is still extremely active and receives dozens, sometimes hundreds of new submissions each day. And though it's easy to write most of them off as a dark fantasy or harmless venting, looking at that monthly tally on the homepage, you have to wonder how many of these users have stopped wishing and started planning.
Oh, was this in February when he took this?
How many?
Because this is the 25th year, the second month. So this was February when he recorded this. I think that's the names. 21 names have died since or in February 2025.
Many of these users have stopped wishing and started planning.
Masquerade? I was gonna say, like, hello?
Hey guys, Lizzie here, and thank you very much for listening. I'd like to
I just noticed a little bit of 3D geekery here. That's weird, but here. This mask doesn't have any back face. Well, it has back face culling turned on, so that's why you can see the horn through the mask here. And inside here as well, like this is empty. Like this mask isn't made properly, unless he wanted to look like that. But this is improper construction of this mask because it doesn't have a backside. So the shader, when it's looking at this, it's only seeing the front, and when you turn it around to the other side, it's just completely see-through, which you can't really tell because we're on a black backdrop. But yeah, this is completely see-through because they didn't put a texture on the back, or they're not showing the face, which you can, depending on the shader you're using, turn on or turn off back face culling. Especially in Blender, you can like easily turn that off. See, I don't know what's going on here, why this is being clipped and seen through, if that was intentional or not. Anyways, enough of talking about 3D modeling geekery. So this one got interesting once we obviously got to the Shine website. Again, I'm pretty sure I've heard this one before. I don't think I've heard it talked about for this length, that more than half the video was about Donna Shine. What was this one? The voyeur one? Yeah, that's nothing. And then this one's screwed. So we went from snuff to voyeurism to vindictive, malicious wives praying for the death of their husbands. Which again, some of them are probably in the right. And no one deserves to die. Yada yada yada. But some of them aren't giving enough information to where it's just like, you're just a really hateful person. A really hateful and bitter person, and we don't know if their husband had done anything, but they feel like their husband haven't done anything. And in some instances, it's literally just, my husband has a mental disorder, I want him to die. My husband, what was the one before that one? I forget. My husband's job sucks, I hope he dies. I hope my husband dies so I can get a lot of money. Like, it came down to so often to, I want money, and I want to be free from being in a marriage. I want to be out of the marriage, and I want money on top of it. So, oof on this one. I'm surprised I actually got an hour out of this one, because it is under 30 minutes, this video. It's only 27 minutes. It's just like, once we got to here, like, this was like, we could just talk about this forever. And I didn't really like go off either, because it's not like I was trying to be too mean about this. Because again, like I keep trying to say, like some of them probably are in the right. I'm just playing devil advocate so we can actually have something to talk about. But again, a lot of these just felt like I'm just an evil, hateful person. But you never know if this stuff is real, though, right? Because it's Japanese, so the curses are like a big thing over there, right? So who knows if this website actually does something, or if it's all just coincidence. You would assume it's just all coincidence when people actually die. But still, again, you never know, so you gotta be careful. So guys, thanks for watching. Remember to buy my stickers, or think about becoming a member, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because we're here at watch time and subscribers. And don't forget we have a throne now as well. And shout out to the members, EmmyStarr and RaleyDrew. I feel like I should like keep it going since we're almost over an hour. So again, if you have any suggestions for things for me to watch, because we only have one Masquerade video after this until we're out of Masquerade videos. Probably have like, what, 5 Crowley videos to go. I don't have anything else lined up, so I'd have to find something. So if you have anything you want to suggest, let me know. And I'll think about it. Also, I don't know if it's worth like trying to turn this on. I haven't really tried to do this in a while because it just never works, right? But if you want to help on the throne, if this thing ever turns on, question mark. I just paused until it showed up. Yeah, if you want to help with the throne, we got the MetaQuest 3 up there. I had it up there because we were reacting to Shangri-La Frontier Season 2, which is an anime, which is where this 3D model comes from. I made this model of Belok, which is a character from that show. But of course, we got in trouble. We got a strike for doing the anime stuff, which is why I'm not doing anime anymore. But if you want to help out in getting me a MetaQuest 3 so we can do VR stuff on the channel, go ahead and donate there. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Tune into the next episode. Like, subscribe, comment. You know what to do. See ya.